Hear about the Greta was it
Yeah,
Thunberg?
yeah, I heard about her being carried away. Yeah.
Yeah, did you see the actual behind the scenes footage?
I saw something about her like talking to the police beforehand and stuff.
Yeah, dude, this shit was staged, and so check it out. I'm gonna play this video. First of all, what's your feelings about climate change? Do you believe in it?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Oh, so you're a liberal?
I mean, I wouldn't even call it that. I just
No, I'm joking. I was like, I gotta say yes because I'm on
yeah, yeah.
YouTube. Otherwise, I get demonetized.
No, so
Yeah,
I
no.
don't like I've never gone do any experiment, and the like overwhelming majority of scientists say it's happening, so I just
It is,
go with it.
yeah.
But I haven't I mean I don't I don't go to protest or anything.
Yeah, same here. I just think that some people these days are saying it's
Mm.
the world's gonna end 2030. I'm
Yeah,
not part
I
of
mean,
that group.
yeah, I mean, I've heard my whole life that the world's over in 10 years, and it always reaches that moment, and it's like, well, it's 10 more years. I mean,
Yeah, like, I don't
that's
know how old you are, but when I was young in
mm,
Germany, it was supposed to be the ice age in the '90s.
mm,
That never happened. Now it's
yeah,
global warming, so
mhm,
we'll see, man. I don't know, but check this check this video out because the reason why I want to kind of react to this one is because Greta Thunberg, she's basically like the face of you know climate change and everything, and it seems like at this point it's a ploy to use her to
mhm.
monetize this movement.
Well, is that are we recording right now? I mean, is
Yeah,
this
we're recording
okay?
right now, man.
Yeah,
This,
so,
this
so
is
this
it.
can, this can go in the video.
Yeah, yeah, man. Just
Yeah.
I'm just gonna slice this up and put it in my channel and see what happens with it.
Yeah, so I was gonna say with Greta Thunberg, I mean, it was obvious the first time I ever heard about her. It was obvious what they were doing is they were, and I just said I believe in climate change. I'm not a denier or
Mhm.
anything, but
Same.
it was obvious from the moment I saw her. I was like, okay, the only reason anyone would give any time to she was like 14 when this started or something. She's very young.
Yeah.
The only reason anybody cared is obviously you could prop her up and you can't go after her because she's just a kid.
She's 14
So yeah,
exactly.
but then what would happen is people would point out they're like she's clearly just being used as a prop because she's a kid, so you can't go after her. And then
Yeah.
people would be like, "That's not what's happening." And then somebody was like, "Okay, then I'm not going to listen to her." And they're like she's just a kid. You can't what do you?
It's crazy, man. It's so insane. That I have one of my buddies, he's really into like climate change and
Mhm,
overthrowing the government and everything. And he had a good point here. He's like, they prop this, like, no offense, this white girl up,
mhm,
and but what about the indigenous people who actually are really being affected by this?
yeah.
Like, we ignore that. But yeah, check this video out, man. I saw this at first, and then the way they edit it, it's kind of interesting. Just check it out.
So the police starts to bring the first persons to the identity check.
So it looks pretty serious, right? Like they
Is
carrying her out
is
and
anyone
everything.
else getting because there's lots of people at the protest. Is anyone else getting carried out like that?
No, but this is the crazy part. You ready for this
Yeah,
scene? All
yeah.
right. So apparently this was it seems like it was staged. I don't know. Like, I'm just saying,
Mhm,
I saw it on Twitter initially, the footage where they showed her getting carried out, and
mhm.
then this part happened. She's just hanging out, they're talking. One of her hands is free. Other guy's just
Mhm.
like holding her. Let's get some photos.
Yeah.
No, you get famous.
They're like, you see, you're famous.
Hey, check this out. Yeah. You also want those for you, man?
Now, you want to pause real quick? Now this is exactly how this would go if she was black. The police would just be smiling, taking pictures with her.
Taking pictures like,
Yeah.
hey, you're a celebrity, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, let's take some pictures. Let me barely hold one of your hands. No, but this is insane. Like, I saw this and I was like, oh, this is clearly staged. Like, what?
Mhm,
Like, they're just taking their time. And so this is in Germany, by the way. So
mhm,
hold on, let me see. They say something. I actually understand it. Hold on.
Wie sieht's denn aus mit der Badstraße?
See, he says, how does it look at the workstation? I think that's what he said, a work street.
mm.
So I think they're just kind of talking, chilling for a while, taking pictures. And then this is weird, right?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, it depends how you define the word weird, I guess. Because when you think about with everything involved with climate change, it's a global thing, and people are talking about taxes on emissions and the investments into green energy. I mean, climate change is like a multi-trillion-dollar thing
Yeah,
worldwide.
exactly.
So, is it weird that a side would stage something? I don't think it's weird, but it's also weird in another way. Yeah, it's weird that you would stage something like this, but with the amount of money behind it, it's like why would a side not do something possibly a little immoral maybe?
Yeah, it's this is how it is. Like even like when I was in Iraq, man, I don't know.
Mm,
They had like a lot of these bombings. Sometimes you used to see on television.
mm,
So even if no one died and the building was like destroyed, the media would actually hire
mm,
people to come out
mm,
and dirty them up so they could take like photo shoots and stuff and have their little kid. Because there's like this one specific girl, I forgot her name, but she would be in like almost every single photo, and it's her holding the teddy bear
mm,
crying. And it was just an actress from Iraq or whatever, just paid local or whatnot. But they
mm.
just staged this stuff to try to give this whole image. But like you
And-
were saying, man, like with the investments and everything in green energy,
mm.
I don't know, man. Like, do you even? Because I mean, you're investing with coal. Would you even invest in anything green energy like TAN, ETF, or anything like that? Do you believe in that?
I just as a in general, I don't really invest in anything specifically, just the whole world. But yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to investing in it. That doesn't mean I think it's a good investment, but I'd be open to it. But I'd say
Yeah,
I'd probably open to anything, just about.
yeah, it's crazy, man. And the funny thing, I was doing research on the climate change because I was trying to do a video on this, like an actual like episode,
Mm.
but I'm not too literate on everything. But what I did learn is that the whole was it carbon was it carbon not the carbon tax.
What the fuck you talking about?
Credits, emissions.
Yeah, yeah, it was something like that. It was actually created by BP, oil
Mm,
company that's like notorious for CO2 and just like oil and everything else. And they're in I believe some of the oil companies are actually into ESG.
mm,
That whole thing is a fucking scam because Tesla's not even in it. And I'm not a huge fan of Tesla, but they're not even in
mhm.
ESG. And if you think of clean energy of any company, it's usually, Tesla.
Yeah,
So
I mean, the saying is like power corrupts. I mean, no matter what, even something like fighting cancer or feeding the homeless or something, like these charities
mhm.
bring in multi-millions or billions of dollars to where, obviously a good cause or something like climate change, but there's you know, as I was saying with the, climate change is probably like $1 trillion thing. If somebody finds a way to scrape off a tenth of a percent of that, they're a billionaire.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, all those
Mm.
those organizations are somewhat corrupt. I want to find like an organization where they literally donate 100% of everything that they get, which is probably impossible because there's people
Yeah,
who need
you
to
have to
run the
pay salaries.
organization.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and then
But
those salaries are usually six
that's
figures.
that's what I've always found weird about like maybe I'm not a tax expert, but from my understanding is like you could be a nonprofit and like the CEO is making like $5 million a year. And it's like,
Yep.
well, we didn't make a profit. Like I'm sure there's a limit. I'm sure you can't pay yourself like $1 billion a year. So I don't know, but I don't know what the rules are.
No! God! No! God, please, no! 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 No!
Okay. I just got cultured.